Good morning, everyone. For our welcoming hymn, we'll be singing hymn number 244, It Came Upon the Midnight Clear. Please rise in mind, body, or spirit and join us in singing.
You may be seated. Good morning. Good morning. It is so good to see you here. Those of you who are online, welcome as well on Facebook and on Zoom. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Fullerton, California. My name is Reverend Robert Blair. You can call me Rob. My pronouns are he, him. We want to let you know if there ever is an emergency, this exit right here and this exit are the preferred exits if there is an emergency not going through the north exit. So make sure that you have a plan either there or there, okay? Whoever you are, however you identify, whether you are here or online, we want to make this space as comfortable and accepting so you feel like you belong here. So if there's anything that we can do to make this space more hospitable, please let us know. UUCF acknowledges that this land is situated in the original ancestral homelands of the Ahachiman, the Kich and the Tongva peoples. May we have the humility and courage to help restore what has been broken and the wisdom to live into a new solidarity with indigenous communities and the earth. Before we begin our service, a couple of announcements for you. The board would love to have you as a guest. Anyone is welcome for the board meetings. The Board of Trustees meeting is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I think it's in the Chapman Lounge. And if you would like the Zoom code or link, contact Mary Botts and she can send that to you if you would like to attend on Zoom. The Pinta Pride Project meets this Saturday. So mark your calendars for next Saturday, 9 a.m. in the Chapman Lounge. You can join others to write holiday and birthday cards and letters of encouragement to the LGBTQ plus community. On Sunday morning, December 21st, we will celebrate the coming of the light with a solstice service filled with cherished songs and traditions, and it will be followed by a special holiday reception. Also, we want to remind you of our candlelight service on Christmas Eve. We've scheduled it so it's right before dinner and just after a late lunch, so 5 o'clock. It's going to be 1 hour long, which is important, right? We've got to get in and do it and then get out and go be with family. So 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve, we hope that you will join us for a candlelight service. Our administrator, Amy, is getting ready to update our directory. If you would like to be included or if you have any changes to your information in the last year, please let Amy know. And we want to make certain that our adopted family will be covered during the holiday break from school. If you have the means to help out with our adopted family, you can see Debbie Langenbacher to sign up to donate, to shop, or deliver. And Debbie is also our caring listener for this week. If you have any concerns or would simply like someone to talk to and trust that your information is always confidential. We'll be sharing our joys and sorrows a little bit later in the service. So if you have a joy, a concern, or a sorrow that you would like us to lift up and light a candle, the pink sheets are in the back. You can fill those out up to a time for all ages. If you are online and have a concern or joy, please go get those in as soon as possible so that we can lift you up and include you as well. Now it's time to greet one another, and then we will get started with our service.
Please be seated. Please be seated. Welcome December. It's time for our new hymn of the month, which is a beautiful hymn called All Beautiful the March of Days. This hymn was written by Frances Wiltmarsh Weil around 1907 for a winter service at the request of her friend, Unitarian minister William Channing Gannett. The lyrics reflect the beauty of the seasons from the crystal of the snow to the rose and were inspired by Weil's surroundings in Rochester, New York. The hymn celebrates the cyclical beauty of the seasons, connecting the natural world by divine power. It celebrates the beauty and natural law found in the changing seasons, a testament to the wonder of nature as proclaimed by day and night in both the crystal and the rose. It also includes a nod to the themes of December celebrations of light and love, with the line, "Goodwill to all on earth." Forest Green, which is the tune of this hymn, is from an English folk song, The Plowboy's Dream, which Rafe Vaughan Williams arranged into a harmonious and lovely hymn melody, which he also used for a setting of O Little Town of Bethlehem. And now, please rise in mind, body, or spirit for All Beautiful, the March of Days.
How beautiful the march of days, as seasons come and go. The hand that shaped the rose has made the crystal of the snow, has sent the hoary frost of heaven, the flowing waters sealed, and laid a silent loveliness on hill and wood and field. O'er white expanses sparkling clear, the radiant days unfold. The solemn splendors of the night burn brightest through the cold. Life mounts in every throbbing vein, love deepens round the hearth, and clearer sounds the aged hymn, goodwill to all on earth. Spirit from homes all fathomable, the year in beauty flows. We celebrate the morning light, the crystal and the rose. Day unto day the seasons speak, and night to night proclaim. In ever-changing worlds of light, the wonder of thy name.
You may be seated. I now invite Linda Doherty Wolf to come forward to light 2 candles. This morning, we first light our chalice, and then secondly, we light the second candle of Advent. Just so you know, next week, we will light the menorah as we start Hanukkah as well. We light these flames as a symbol of hope and expectation. May we dare to open the shadowy places in our lives and the memories to the healing light of community. With the creative power of hope, we express our longing for peace and prepare our hearts to be transformed. Please join me in saying our unison affirmation. This flame affirms the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. Love is the doctrine that we share. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need. Thus do we covenant with one another. Now we join Debbie and Chris with their special music.
Thank you, that was beautiful. It's my dad's favorite. It's our custom to provide donations of non-perishable food and personal care items for Pathways of Hope, a local food bank. Please check the dates on your items, though we are unable to donate any items with expired dates. As the children come forward, they're asked to collect the donations placed at the end of the rows. And now the children are invited to come up forward for the Time for All Ages.
From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is our first Sunday of December, right? And our second Advent Sunday. So for that, we are going to do another little guided meditation. So get comfy. And today's meditation is called Hope in Unexpected Places. And I'm Joy Ellis, the elementary teacher, and this is Megan Watson, our teen coordinator. So if you can get comfy, put your feet on the floor if you can, or resting on your chair. Take a slow breath in and a gentle breath out. Feel yourself here, safe, surrounded by community. Now, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze if that feels right for you. Take another deep breath in and out. Let yourself settle. Today, as we're in the season of Advent, we remember the Christmas story, the story that teaches us that hope doesn't always come from the powerful or expected places. Sometimes hope comes from the edges, from the outcasts, from those the world might overlook. Imagine for a moment that you are standing in a quiet, star-filled night. The sky stretches wide above you. The air is crisp and cool. All around, the world feels hushed, waiting. Now picture a small, simple stable, a place for animals, not for royalty. It doesn't look like much. And yet, this is where new hope is about to arrive. Not in a palace, not in riches, but in a manger surrounded by straw, animals, and ordinary people. Notice how surprising that is. Hope comes not in the ways the world expects, but in the ways the world needs most. Think of the shepherds, people working outside through the night, often ignored by others. They were the very first to hear the good news. Think of the travelers from far away, following a star, willing to search for something new. Think of the parents, young, uncertain, without much power, yet trusted with carrying hope into the world. Take a breath in and out. Now I invite you to imagine, where do you see hope in unexpected places in your own life? Maybe in a kind word from someone you didn't expect. Maybe in a small act of courage. Maybe in a time when you felt powerless, but discovered strength you didn't know you had. Hold that feeling of hope close, like a small light shining in the darkness. Take one more deep breath in and out. Know that hope is here among us in this room. It shows up in the faces around you, in the love we share, and the kindness we practice. When you are ready, gently open your eyes. See this community gathered in hope. And remember, just like that first Christmas story, we can choose hope, not by looking where the world tells us to look, but by paying attention to the small, the overlooked, and the unexpected places where love is born. Thank you. So enjoy the rest of your service, and we are off to class.
Go with wisdom, go with wonder, go to greet a brand new day. Learn to see the light within you as we send you on your way. Go with wisdom, go with wonder, go to greet a brand new day. Learn to see the light within you as we send you on your way.
It is now time for our joys, sorrows, and concerns. We begin by lighting a candle for all concerns for the larger world. Our wish for peace and for justice, our hopes for the children who will someday inherit this complicated planet. May this candle represent all these wishes and calls to action that are more than we can articulate in this space. And now let us share the personal joys and sorrows in our lives. First one from me as Reverend for all of those where the holiday season is not one of joy or hope, but of grief and reminders of difficult anniversaries and reminders and memories of those who have passed along. May their spirits be with us. And may we be compassionate to those who may need a little more room this holiday season. Our first is a concern from Marco Umbriaco. My brother-in-law's sister had a major brain bleed hoping her husband finds strength during this time. A concern and well wishes to Sherlyn Neblett, who is recovering from a severe cold. Let's wish she recovers soon. This from Bruce Rebeck, remembering the anniversary of my father's passing 11 years ago today. Our love is with you, Bruce. A joy from Natalie. Tomorrow I find out if my contract gets extended for next semester. It's looking good. We will be awaiting the news next week and turn it into a real joy. This is from Anonymous. Please lift up my family as we experience, cope, and respond to health crises. We now light one more candle for all those joys, concerns, and sorrows that remain unexpressed but are still held close to our hearts. Now please join me in saying the affirmation. We join you in celebrating your joys. May you feel our love and compassion for your sorrows and concerns, for all that is spoken and unspoken. May the caring of our beloved community sustain us all.
For our next hymn, we'll be singing hymn number 241, In the Bleak Midwinter. Words written by Christina Georgina Rossetti. You may rise in mind, body, or spirit and join us in singing.
Christ, a homeless stranger.
Let us move now into the spirit of meditation, reflection, and prayer. You may close your eyes, take a deep breath, whatever helps you center and get grounded. As December opens up before us, we welcome in the gift of reflection. Yule reminds us that we all partake in the miracle of renewal. Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights, commemorates a time of miracles when the faith of the Jewish people sustained them. Christmas, the celebrations of Jesus' humble birth in a manger, offers us to revisit the miracle of birth and the desire to find saviors to heal the scars of humanity. Here in our church, you are just as much a holiday miracle as the turning of the earth, as persistence and dedication to a faith, as the creation of each new life. You are the holiday miracle. This community is one of miracle makers. Let us now share a moment of silence. I just want to add a quick joy. My husband and I had the treat of going to see Linda Ronstadt's tribute band called Ronstadt Revival at the Coach House last night. So if I seem a little tired and less energetic today, we were up partying and with friends at the Coach House, which I hadn't been to for many, many years. I really recommend this tribute band if anyone wants to see it. It's ronstadtrevival.com. Look it up. It's fabulous. Our Soul Matters journey has brought us to this point in the year. We've come together in September, building community, cared for each other's pains in October, cultivating compassion and appreciated that which is good in November, nurturing gratitude. Now we explore choosing hope. We have built, we have cultivated, and we have nurtured. All of these are methodical acts of care. At first glance, choosing hope has a more immediate, ephemeral meaning. We make a choice and we move on. However, to choose something like hope requires making that choice again and again. It's just as consistent a process as building, cultivating, and nurturing, because it is both the result of each of our previous themes and the first steps. This month of choosing hope coincides with hopeful holiday days in many different religions. The hope of a child at Christmas, the hope of a flame still lit through Hanukkah, the hope of a resilient community in Kwanzaa, or the hope of the darkest night giving way to the light at solstice. We have to acknowledge the pain that makes hope a necessity and nurture the imagination that hope guides on the way. Without hope, we don't reach that moment of success, of a better world, because we never had that first moment of imagining what it looked like. When we choose hope, we have to choose it again and again.
So before we dive into today's story, I need to give you a backstory. 1992, show choir, Midwest. I was wearing a purple shirt like today, and I was a solo finalist, and the song was Mary, Did You Know? Do you all remember that song? For years after I used to proudly sing Mary, Did You Know every Christmas, I loved it. I would close my eyes and hit those dramatic notes and probably get way into it, like this. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you deliver will soon deliver you. Now, these days, every time that song comes on, half the room collectively winces. Oh, great! Here comes the mansplaining carol. And honestly, they're not wrong. Because of course Mary knew. The girl was visited by an angel. She literally said, "Let it be so." She traveled across the countryside pregnant, faced down an empire, gave birth without an epidural. Thank you, Mom. Did the same. Without a doula, or even a quiet room. And then fled as a refugee to save her child's life. And yet this song keeps asking her, Mary, did you know? Yes, she knew. She knew more than Joseph. She knew more than the shepherds. She knew more than the songwriter with a guitar. Mary did not need commentary from a man. She needed a bed, some hot water, a safe place to give birth, and maybe a nap. But that's the thing, isn't it? This story has been softened so much with the candlelight and Christmas cards that it actually forgets how fierce Mary was, how dangerous their situation was. This was not a peaceful Hallmark movie. It wasn't glitter or gold halos. To be clear, it was and is a story of displacement, exhaustion, and being turned away. Mary and Joseph arrive in a crowded town. The baby is coming. They're desperate for shelter. And everywhere they go, the answer came. There's no room for you here. We've heard that line so many times, it sounds poetic, but it isn't. It's a story of rejection. It's a story about a society that had space, just not for them. And when you strip away the tinsel and the songs, this becomes a story about immigration and poverty and what happens when fear decides who deserves safety and sanctuary. Because the story says Mary and Joseph were migrants, refugees, people living under empire, taxed and controlled, traveling not by choice but by decree. And soon after the birth of Jesus, they were forced to flee again into a foreign land to protect their child. If that sounds familiar, it should. Today we see families at our borders, mothers, fathers, children walking for days or weeks, fleeing violence, poverty, persecution. They arrive on our doorstep at the doors of a nation with extraordinarily privileged people and so many resources. And all too often, the answer they receive, especially now, this week, is there's no room for you. We've shut the door. And the language that is being used is inhumane and evil at the core. There's no room for you here. Family separations, detention centers, children in cages. News of torture in Florida. None of this is an accident. People in power, the story doesn't change. But here's the invitation for today. When we stay silent, we become the innkeeper who shuts the door. But Unitarian Universalism calls us to do something braver. Our faith at its core is about the inherent worth and dignity of every person. It doesn't say not every citizen, not every person with the right paperwork, not every person who you agree with. Every person. And so, yes, when we see cruelty, when we see families rejected and dehumanized, our faith asks us not to look away. Not because we're partisan, but because we are human. Because our moral compass won't let us pretend we didn't see what we saw. The prophets Amos, Isaiah, Micah, and then Jesus stood in front of systems of injustice and said, "You are forgetting the poor, you are neglecting the stranger, and you are abandoning compassion." And today, that same prophetic voice must rise again in us. And it will. Debbie Langenbacher and I have been talking about ways that we can help each other learn how to do the things we need to do when it comes to ICE raids and immigration. That's why in February, we will be holding a summit, a discussion panel after church. I think it's on the 22nd, with special guest speakers to tell us what we can do, how we can do it, so that we can meet this moment that the past is looking at and our future children are looking at. So we can say, we did everything we could out of love. Even though Mary and Joseph were turned away, rejection wasn't the end, though. We talk about hope today. Someone, somewhere, made room. Yeah, it smelled like dung, but it was a room. Wasn't fancy, wasn't ideal. It was a barn, a stable, a space that probably smelled like every animal that lived there, but it was enough. So that tells us, what do we have to give? We have enough. And because it was enough, because the story says something holy was born, the message the story is trying to convey is, this is what happens when compassion and love meets courage. Something sacred opens with an open invitation. Where will we make room? Can we make room in our congregations for people seeking sanctuary? That's a difficult one, especially since sanctuaries and schools that used to be off limits are not. We can make room in our hearts, as we always do, for those that the world calls other. Room in our politics for empathy and justice and basic humanity, even when fear tells us to close the door. We are living in a time when our nation's moral imagination is being tested. It's not the first time. My husband Michael told me that Juneteenth was erased in the 1920s. This isn't the first go-round. It is a pattern, though. We are told again and again that there is not enough jobs, not enough resources, not enough rooms. But here is the ancient spiritual truth whispered through every faith tradition. Radical hospitality. Inconvenient, courageous, audacious hospitality is not sentimental, it is revolutionary. It truly is. Apparently, empathy is revolutionary right now, too. But it says, I will not let fear decide who deserves safety. Mary's story calls us into that revolution. It's a message for Christians that the divine, the sacred, the holy, the mystery, the beauty never shows up in the halls of power. It shows up in the stables, in the margins, in the ones the world dismisses. And so our calling as Unitarian Universalists, as compassionate people, is to be the innkeeper who finally says, I've got a little room left. To be that community that refuses to look away, to be the people who say, love will have the final word here. And this is the season when we celebrate the birth of light in the midst of darkness. And that light never begins in palaces. It begins in unlikely places with unlikely people who dared to open the door. So, as those of you who do share, as we tell the story again this season, let's not just remember it as a pretty little package that Santa put under our tree. Let's live it. Let's make room and do everything that we can. Let's open our hearts. Let's open our community. Let's become more educated to know what and how to do. Let's widen the circle again and again and again until the whole world finds a place to rest. Because the light is still coming. And the end, our end, always has room.
At UUCF, we embrace the possibility of a world filled with peace, acceptance, justice, love, and joy. By our financial commitment, we help this congregation through its maintenance, mission, ministries, and make those possibilities real in a challenging world. A basket's being brought around the sanctuary, and there are payment options on the screens. Whatever you are able to give is received with gratitude. We thank you for your commitment and generosity to this beloved community.
We know the what and the why of what's going on right now. Sometimes we struggle with the how to meet this moment. And that's what we're working on for the new year. How to equip ourselves to meet at this moment, best prepared to make a difference, to make more room, to make more things accessible, and to show our witness as Unitarian Universalists in a world that so desperately needs our assistance, now more than ever. We now extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts wherever we may go. And so we say together, Amen, Shalom, Salam, Namaste, and blessed be.
As we close our hymn, we'll be singing hymn number 121, We'll Build a Land. You may rise in mind, body, or spirit and join us in singing.
And please join us for our social hour after. We'll build a land where we build up the broken. We'll build a land where the captives go free, where the oil of gladness dissolves all mourning. Oh, we'll build a land, this land that can be. Oh, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace. For justice shall roll down like water, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. Build a land, then building kindness, raising up devastations from old, restoring ruins of generations. Oh, we'll build a land of people so bold. Oh, build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may then create peace. For justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream. Come, build a land where the mantles of praises resound from the spirits, once proud and once weak, where like oaks of righteousness stand here her people. Oh, come build a land, my people we seek. Come build a land where sisters and brothers, anointed by God, may they then create peace. Justice shall roll down like waters, and peace like an ever-flowing stream.
Now you may join us for social hour. Thank you.